Now, I'm bad at golf, and my friends are bad at golf.
I'm really bad at golf.
We're really good at golf.
What can I say? I'm bad at golf.
So I'm gonna build a golf course.
Before I could begin, I had to draft up a design for the project. I decided to go with a wooden holder with a lid to keep West Texas dirt out, and a long wooden removable flag shaft with a solid flag marker. It needs to be removable because we're going to have some cattle on this golf course. Here's the layout of the golf course. These will be our flag markers marked from a 1 to 9 for each hole of the course. They are 4 by 6 inches wide and were painted by a bad golfer. There's the bad golfer. I'm now attaching the flag markers to a 35-inch by 1 3/4 inch wooden beam to complete the full flag look. It is a pretty quick and simple attachment because I've only got to put 2 screws in each component. I'm using a 1 1/4 inch long screw currently to make sure I don't puncture the number side to keep the design nice and clean. Our finished flags.
Our next step for the project is we've got to make some flag holders for the flags. Otherwise, they're going to keep falling over. For example,
Using a tape measure, I'm able to find the flag shaft is 1 3/4 inch tall and 3/4 inch wide. Now it's time to mark my measurements. I'm marking once every 3 1/4 inch and then once every 3/4 inch. This will allow me to use 2 of each cut to make an almost sandwich looking flag holder. However, I would not suggest eating it. Now, because I used a wood concept called tongue and groove, which isn't meant for what I'm using it for, I had to remove the tongue from the wood. Here's a great example of why you need a partner when working. I engineered a way to hold down the wood while I'm just joking, I just put something heavy on it. Here, I'm just sawing my previous measurements I marked down for the flag holder. It's almost time to start screwing everything together. As you can see, the sandwich design is starting to come together. Here, I'm installing both side pieces. And then finally, I'm going to put the top part on. And right there is the hole for the flag. Because this wood I'm using is very dry, it cracks easier than I'd like. To avoid this cracking, I'm drilling a pilot hole anywhere I'd like to put a screw. The pilot hole relieves lots of pressure and will allow my screws to act less like an exploding bomb and more like a screw. See now, if you look closely, you can see that there is a green box in the way of things that are happening. Here you can see me drilling pilot holes to relieve pressure.
With our first design being successful, let's start to mass produce it. With our golf course being built in West Texas, we have to account for something that most golf courses don't have to. We have to account for the dust accumulation building up in our flag holders.
If we want to keep the dust out, we're going to have to add a lid. To do that, we'll need a hinge and a 2x3 piece of wood, like so. With the wood itself being 2 inches wide, I'll just be marking it every 3 1/4 inch for maximum hole coverage. Now I'll just be quickly making the cuts for the lids. I picked up these hinges from Lowe's, so they should do the trick. I made sure to get the self-closing hinges to ensure a compressed close. And there's the lid, fully attached.
With the addition of the lid to the flag holder, now all we're missing is the bottom.
These bases will be 2.5 by 3 inches wide to ensure a steady base. To keep the flag up straight, I've decided to include a magnetic system in our component. One magnet located at the base of the holder and the other at the base of the flag.
Now that the hard part's out of the way, let's make it look pretty. With the project coming to a head, there's only a couple more things we've got to do. We've got to dig some holes, put the flags and their holders in the holes, and then play some golf.
Have you ever peed on an anthill? On what? An anthill. It's a good question. Have you? Like, I feel like I have. I've done some brutal stuff on anthills.
First hole down.
Second hole down. Third hole down. Fourth hole down. Fifth hole down.
Sixth hole down.
Seventh hole down. Eighth hole down. With all that said and done, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.